Help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
We have our next guest here. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Yourself?
Doing very well, thank you. It's been a great show.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Sure. My name is Ethan Cohen. I am the Chief Financial Officer of LAND Energy.
All right. And what does LAND Energy do?
LAND Energy makes an e-moto, which is a software-defined vehicle. It can be a pedalless electric bike, an electric moped, an electric motorcycle, or an electric performance motorcycle. You simply choose the driving experience you want, and the bike does the rest.
Okay. So it's one device with these seemingly wildly different modes.
It is one device with 4 different ride modes, and that's one of the beauty of electric vehicles. In gas vehicles, you need different size gas engines to do it. In the electric world, you simply need to use the software to define the riding experience, and that dictates how quickly the bike will accelerate and the maximum speed that the bike can achieve.
Okay. And what does this device look like? Does it look more like a bike? Does it look more like a motor?
It looks a lot like a motorcycle,
okay,
although a relatively light motorcycle. The bike only weighs about 230 pounds in its heaviest configuration, which means it's very easy to ride. Basically, if you can ride a bicycle, you can step on it, you can put it in bike road, you turn the throttle, and it goes, and it's very easy to ride. And then if you want to go faster, which everybody does once they get going on it,
of course,
they click the button, and next thing you know, you're in a moped. You can go about 37 miles an hour.
Okay.
And then as long as you have a motorcycle license, you can click another button, and before you know it, you're on a bike, motorcycle, and you can go 70 miles an hour. And it's a ton of fun.
Okay.
And, one other thing is, since it's electric, you get the torque that you get with an electric vehicle that you don't get with a gas vehicle. So it actually accelerates incredibly quickly, which makes for an awesome experience.
Fantastic. Now, it being an electric vehicle, obviously we've got batteries involved.
Yep.
So what kind of a battery life can we expect in the different modes?
It has a very dense battery capacity to it.
Okay.
The battery lasts thousands of cycles, but I don't quite know the exact number. And here's some other magical things about the battery. The battery is swappable. So if battery technology evolves and someday you want to put in the next generation of battery, you don't have to replace the bike. You can simply pull out the battery, pop in a new one, and it's like upgrading your engine without having to buy a whole new car. It is also all IoT enabled, so the bike has 4G and 5G connectivity, which means you can constantly track what's going on with the bike. You can know where it is. If you're a fleet manager, you can manage its performance. If you're a parent, you can lock the bike down so your kids can't ride it at high speeds, but you can. So it all these capabilities you get with an electric vehicle that just aren't possible with a gas one.
Wow. Okay. So, and that explains why it's got the cellular connectivity is so that you can check on and change settings remotely.
That's correct.
Okay.
We can also use it for security. We can geofence the bike. So if it gets moved, you get warned about it. We can even shut the bike down if it moves into a location where you don't want it to reside.
Okay. Obviously, immediately comes to mind hitting an invisible wall and boop.
Well,
but I can't imagine that that's what it does. It probably.
No, this is more like if the bike were to get stolen. You could lock the bike down, and whoever had your bike wouldn't be able to ride it. It'd be a worthless vehicle to them.
Fascinating.
And you would know where it was, so you could call the police and they could track the bike down for you.
Okay. So where did this idea come from?
Scott Colosimo is the founder of the company. He actually had a gas motorcycle company for many years, and then we were looking at the electric vehicle market, and he sold off the gas company and decided to double down and focus on electric vehicles because they were just so incredible in terms of what you could do with them versus the gas vehicles.
Sure. Yeah. It makes sense because none of this is possible on the gas. Literally none of this is possible on the gas side. It's only because it's an electric.
Only because it's an electric bike. And, you're looking at someone, I've never ridden a gas motorcycle. I have no desire to do so. And I got on this thing and just absolutely loved it.
Okay.
Just got on it, turned the handle. It was quiet. It was easy to ride. It was smooth. And I could adjust its performance to levels I was comfortable with, which made a great experience.
Yeah. So I'm with you. On the whole, I'm not particularly interested in a motorcycle for lots of reasons, not the least of which is roads are unsafe with them, but you don't have, I imagine you don't have all of the noise that comes with a gas
It is
bike, which has so much of the danger because you can't hear what's going on around you.
Yes, it is a very quiet vehicle. In fact, we actually added a little noise to it just so the rider can sense when they're going fast. To add some safety to the vehicle.
Okay, that makes sense. I think Tesla and Toyota both had to do the same. They had to add sound for safety reasons as well.
That is correct.
So it makes sense.
Yes.
Because they're so almost comically quiet,
yes.
as if it's a prank.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. In fact, one thing I forgot to mention, and since you mentioned Tesla, like Tesla, we can do software upgrades over the wire. So as we come out with new capabilities, we just download them onto the bike and re-upgrade it, and you're all set.
Okay. So being able to do it over wireless, right?
Right.
Means, and being able to make changes and all of that thing, is there a subscription in that's required, or how does that work?
There is currently no subscription, although down the road we'll probably charge for certain upgrades. But at the moment, we just put everything on the bike since it's such a new release.
And so, like the cellular connectivity?
That is all included for at least the first year, and it may be the first couple of years. I've forgotten what the exact number is.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. What kind of price point are we looking at on this guy?
$8,000 to $12,000 is the price range on this. Actually, $7,800 to $12,000, depending on the configuration.
Okay. And is it available now? Is it coming soon? What are we looking at?
It is available at landmoto.io. You can order it online. I will tell you there's a several-month backlog right now. Our greatest challenge is we just can't produce enough of the bikes right now. We're trying to raise more money so we can produce the bikes more quickly.
Sure, and I would imagine, production in general, especially with vehicles, has been a pain anyway over the last year or two.
It has been a pain with COVID. I will say our supply chain has been getting much better.
Yeah.
Our main challenge really is capital more than the supply chain right now.
Okay, well that's
a good problem.
Yeah, for sure. So what has been the goal for the company here at the show?
A goal of the company's show is just to let people know about the bike. I mean, hardest thing is, there's a lot of noise out there. We want people to experience it. The best thing about it is when people get on the bike and ride it. They just absolutely love it. But at least they've been able to see it at the show, and a few of them have kind of gotten on it and experienced it a little bit. Okay.
Well, it really does sound like an interesting product, and one that may change my mind on, the idea of being on a bike like that.
I hope it does, and it's certainly worth giving it a try.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I really do appreciate you coming and talking about it. I would love to put my hands on one at some point. Where are you at the show?
We're downstairs at the show. We're in booth 60901 and 61701.
Okay.
So either of those two booths, and we have 3 bikes down there, and you can sit on it and play with it a bit, and it's worth the visit.
Very cool. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming and talking to me today. Hopefully you'll have a great rest of your show.
Thank you so much, and have a great day as well.
Take
care.
Thanks.